One of the things we've talked about a lot that really fascinates me is this loss of confidence in the West in itself. And you're in an ideal position to comment on that. We seem to have got to the point where we don't understand how good we've got it, where we're attacking the people in our institutions, the institutions themselves, and the ideas behind them in a way that's almost reckless.
Yeah. So, the story about the average billionaire whose wealth only lasts 3 generations, right?
Yeah.
Why does the wealth only last 3 generations? Why is it that many of the billionaires we knew about, their grandkids today don't have a lot of the money? What happened? Their great grandkids. Because the person who created the wealth worked very hard to create that wealth. But typically the kids were the only ones that witnessed the success of what daddy really did. And then they have to make a decision. I don't want to work as hard as dad did. I don't want to work as hard as mom did. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to go be a school teacher. I'm just going to go do this. No problem. Go do what you're doing. But eventually, the money gets into the hands of grandkids and great grandkids. And these kids didn't do nothing to get that money. The money just came down to them. I hired a guy one time. I brought him on the podcast. Great conversation. He was from Seattle, which I think you're going there next. He was from Seattle, and I said, so tell me about your business model, what you do. He says, I try to prevent billionaires' kids and grandkids from becoming drug addicts. I said, really, that's your job? He said, that's what I do for a living. In Seattle. Yeah. He said, well, I'm in Seattle. You have to know a lot of people around me are billionaire families. So one of the families he talked about was the Franklin Templeton family. I think the family at the top was worth $5.1 billion at the time. He openly talked about this. They had 16 grandkids. And of the 16 grandkids, most of them challenging time. And the grandfather who started everything, he said, I want to kind of prevent this from happening. The point he made is, in many cases, by the time they call me, it's too late.
Yeah.
They're already doing all the drugs, all the, as much cocaine, ecstasy, everything they can get their hands on. The partying, the prostitution, the DUIs, the lack of work ethic. They've had the Ferraris, they've had the cars, they've had going to school where the dad gives $1 million to the, school, and they get straight A's and they get honored, they get this. They've already done all of that stuff. They've already gotten away with everything. And he comes in and try to change these people at 32 years old. How are you going to do it? Try to change them at 29 years old. So what's the moral of the story with what you're asking me? To take it back, John, where high standards becomes the norm, where responsibility becomes a norm, reliability becomes a norm, getting up in the morning and doing something about your life becomes a norm, that's going to take a decade or two. But it's going to take a decade or two of us being aligned at the top. Because say mom is like, no, oh my gosh, leave him alone. Let him sleep in. Let him sleep in. He feels a little sick. I'm like, this kid's not sick today. He just fooled you. Believe me, I did this many times with my mom. I wasn't sick. Just didn't want to go to school. This kid is not sick. I'm telling you he's not sick. Because watch this. You're sick? Yeah, no problem. I think we got to go to the doctor because you got to get a shot to get better. No, I'm not sick. I'm not sick. I thought you said you're sick. No, I'm not sick. No, if you're sick, we got to get you a penicillin shot. We got to get you to get better. No, I'm totally fine. I thought I was sick, but I'm okay. Okay, so go to school. You can stay home. We got to go see the doctor. You can go to school. No, I'm going to go to school. You know what, mom? I'm feeling better. Versus, oh my gosh. So that part, we are afraid of pushing people back and saying, oh, you want unemployment? I do. We're going to put you on unemployment for 24 months. Awesome. And we're going to give you exactly what your salary was at your last job. Oh my God, this is great. However, what's that? What were you paying? What were they paying at your last job? $4,000 a month. And how many hours were you working per week? 40 hours a week. Great. We're going to pay you $4,000 a month, but you're going to do 40 hours a week of community service. For the exchange of money, we'll pay you. So you're going to help us clean the roads. You're going to help us clean the streets. You're going to help us do a lot of that stuff until you find a job. But if you don't want to do it, we'll pay you $4,000 a month, but you got to be there every morning at 8 o'clock, and you got to be there at 5 o'clock. And every month we're going to do a drug test on you because we're giving taxpayers money to you. So great, let's go ahead and sign you up. Go ahead. You know what? I'm going to go look for a job. Oh, no problem. Choice is yours. So we're afraid to put that other side on people. So we're letting people to take advantage of the government and taxpayers because no, God forbid, they don't want to vote for our party. No, we're building leaders, and we're not doing a good job building leaders because in many ways we become pansies and we're soft and we're afraid to lose people not liking us. And that's just not the quality of a leader. The quality of a leader is to challenge you and I to step up and do things that we typically wouldn't do on our own, but do it in a respectful way, do it in a way where you encourage belief, yet you're not worried about challenging them. We're just not doing that.